World hunger, ongoing war, rampant murder. These are simply the byproduct of one single issue, the agreement of ethics. As anyone can determine from watching one full news cycle, there is clearly an instability in the world based on lack of common ethics. In my experience, I have had extensive discussions, research, and debates on the subject. The basic solution is rather simple. The overwhelming majority of the population needs to agree not only what is right and wrong, but also act individually to assist with the upholding of such an agreement. Unfortunately, the implementation and interpretation is far more difficult to actualize. Even in today's headlines include a 14-year-old being struck at his birthday party in an unrelated event, a teen killed and 3 adults injured in a school shooting. To understand the lack of of ethics and morals, we must first understand what they are. Ethics is simply the conglomeration of an individual's morals, and morals are the opinions of what is right, what is wrong, and why it is such. The summation of the collective moral agreement of a population is what we have come to know as law. But if we already have a definition of moral correctness, why is it still that such atrocities still occur in so often in today's civilized society? The first step we must take as a society is admitting that there is a problem. Not that it's happening somewhere else, but that each and every one of us has had a part in the deterioration of today. The second step would be submitting to a higher authority that can collectively rule and judge according to the balance of power. So the third step would be examining errors that we as individuals made, we as groups have made, and as a overall society. And moving on from then, once we know the errors we've made, we can take steps to correct and avoid such issues again. But this does have to begin on a individual, single person level and as a widespread event. It has to be a massive majority that decides that murder is still wrong, that for instance abortion is murder, and other such things that such massive groups in society have decided it is no longer applicable to them, or that it just simply does not matter. In order to correct this, we must first identify within ourselves what issues we have been causing, and then take purposeful action to correct that within ourselves, and to help society, even if it's just reporting suspicious activity. And then once that has been gone through, once masses as individuals have changed, that will in turn change how the government operates, how law enforcement takes control, how all roles of life affect this massive issue. Once we have begun making amends for the errors we've made, we can begin living a new kind of life with a new code of behavior. This would help in such a way that it would likely be considered much like what many consider the old times, the good days, when murder was truly something unheard of, particularly in small areas. Theft caused a devastation and was often reported yourself because You just knew that was wrong. So once we've corrected this as a society, we can begin helping not only ourselves but those that have fallen out of this agreement of ethics. And this system truly was founded at the foundation of America, with the three branches having, of course, the presidential as the highest power without having an absolute rule. And then, of course, there are the judicial and legislative branches that balance out the power and distribute the duties between a massive amount of people. However, public support for this has fallen through the cracks as has individual action. In the few cases where this system is still implanted, it is seen as a rare event rather than a basic necessity for a functioning society. This is not a message addressed to America or any major group. It's addressed to every single individual. What would it take for you to realize that this isn't the next generation's problem? It isn't your neighbor's problem. Today it could be the last chance you are guaranteed to have. You may not wake up tomorrow due to circumstances of any sort. Disease, heart attack, simply being hit by a car. And you have to ask yourself at the end of each day, have you done enough?